Good evening. It is Monday. Figure I would touch base with everybody. About 5:13, I gotta go for a meeting for our range for membership, so I figured I'd shoot a quick video, just touch base, talk about the weekends, what's going on, some mods and stuff like that. My boy Mark out in the UK. He is going to be printing hopefully soon. He was talking to me today a little bit. I'm shaving these down real quick. Hopefully later. I just lost my train of thought, my bad. I started here on angling it because with the camera, even with a almost negative camera angle, I'm getting a little bit of the prop duct thing here in the picture. So I'm going to shave it down, see how it works for now. But these things just suck ass when it comes to brittleness. And it was really cold the other day, so I had to re-glue this one again. But it flew fantastic in the wind. So what's going on with this guy? I guess I'll start here. I was having video issues, and it's weird. It was intermittent's not even in the word, not even the word. So what I'm doing is I'm taking out the VTX. I'm going to put in a brand new one. I had some issues with it when I took it out of Whip 2.0. But in all the tests I did real quick right in the front yard, it seemed fine. If you saw the video that I did out on Town Farm Hill Road, it looked cool, but I had to edit it in a way because if I went too far down the path, it just started scratching out. And I bailed because I lost video footage when I was coming down one of the hills and just dropped it, realizing I was still 8 feet above the ground. And it came crashing down, and that's why it popped that guy again. So instead of just farting around with it and trying to figure it out, the VTX is old, so I'm going to pop that out, put the antenna back on the new one, and then go from there. And that just made some weird noise. Make sure it's not loose in there. Yeah, you know what? It's the antenna. You hear that? It very well could be it. So I'm going to test the antenna before. I already got one on order. They're like $5. But I am going to... do I have one right here? Yeah, look at that. I need more than two hands. Let's see if I can do it. Damn it. Yeah, this one's not making noise, so I wonder if in one of the crash from the past, it trashed the antenna. That would explain a lot. The last shot that I did is I was going up to hill. I actually shot that in the middle. Like I said, the way I chop up and edit videos, I was going all the way up the steep hill. And you see in the beginning of the video where I'm taking off from the car, I had shot up at the end and landed on the car. And that was quite a ways, football field or so, distance from where I was standing at the bottom in the middle of the field, and get up, and I had no interference. But if I went in any direction off to the side, I was losing video really quick, which got interesting, especially in the terrain I was flying in. But I was able to get the video together. I am absolutely stoked how it came out. The song, I am in love with that song, and I think the edit really complemented the song and vice versa, so I thought they went well together. I did a freestyle flight with the Catalyst, my first rebuild. I don't have the prop, I don't think. We talked about it the other day, but I mean, for new people that haven't, that's part of it. I ended up at the very last crash, slicing off one of these guys, and that's what took me out. But I had a break about right here. Either it was bent, and as soon as I took off, it snapped off, or was already broken, and somehow I missed it. I have no clue how. I did the whole flight and did not see it. I didn't see any shakes inside here at all, which completely confused me. I was sitting down like, oh, babe, I got some great footage. I was doing some killer power loops and all that shit, and looking at the footage, and you'd swear I was having a seizure on the freaking controls because it was shaking. So it ended up being a really chunky, shitty prop. I put back these Zur props on, and gonna hopefully do a flight this weekend. It's gonna be kind of yucky up until Saturday, so I'll probably get out and rip this guy again. It still needs a little bit of a tune. After I rebuilt it, I didn't really mess with it. I'm getting a little bit of, when I do a quick flip and snap all the way around, I'm getting kind of like a, and it's fighting itself a little bit. Or I do a front flip, it'll flip, and as it's coming down, it kind of bogs a little bit, and I'm trying to figure out how to get that out. It's kind of a new thing for me. Usually I just do my quick pit adjustment and then it's good to go, but I'm getting something different, so maybe my eye gain's a little high on here, so I'll mess with it a little bit and see what's up with that. what else did I do? I flew first in the yard and was going to do something back down in the woods from the hill because it's kind of like my thing lately, and ended up destroying the last 2 green cowls that Mark had printed me. So I had to put the black ones back on. They seem to be in okay shape. Same thing. It had a little slit in here from one of the first little flight tests that I had, but it's glued and will hold up. I adjusted some of the settings and filters, like the D-gain filter, and got to get out. But the problem was it was super duper windy. So these things are trying to fight themselves in a way. They kind of get prop wash, especially when you're low to the ground. They have an issue. Again, if anybody's ever had that issue and has figured out how to get rid of it, by all means, hit your boy up. Let me know. I am dying to figure it out to smooth out the flight. Yeah, like I said, it was probably 30-mile-an-hour winds Saturday. I shouldn't have been flying around, but just needed to get out and get that FPV fix. So it seemed a little wonky. This guy here, oh, I didn't even talk about that earlier. I got over a 12-minute flight with that guy. Again, we're not ripping, we're not doing anything crazy, but I came down and I had to keep putting it down and walk up to it. So the timer on the Cadex said 15 minutes, 20 seconds, and I know 12 minutes, 15 seconds or so of that was actual flight time. That's impressive. I'm super happy, and I finally got the buzzer to start beeping, so like, hey, you got to land. So on a do I have it out? I do. So it's big, but I'm running a 1500 milliamp 4S battery on it. It's funny that it matches color. Those are the ones that I already had. It was kind of a test in the beginning because that's what I rock on every single... where's the other ones? The other freestyle 5-inch I had, and it fit really good on the back of Mr. Cinematic, and it fit. I put it underneath, so I do a bottom mount on this one. And one of the little tricks with cinematic flyers, especially with these guys, is you kind of weight to power ratio. It being a little bit heavier, if you're a little sloppy on the throttle, you're not getting a lot of bounce. It kind of smooths it out a bit. And it's funny because those motors are so freaking torquey. I still haven't adjusted my throttle curve a little bit. You just get on that throttle a little bit and that thing just wants to go. There is so much power behind those motors. It's kind of funny that they're in something that's not meant to go, but they take the power of that battery with no problem at all. The motors come down super cool. I am ecstatic. That's Garden FPV that got me those. I traded them some big 5-inch motors. I forget what the hell they were. But this guy's flying great. Other than the little VTX thing, that's a simple hiccup. Just got to unpeel. Check the VTX. Check the antenna now that I know. I don't know why I didn't hear that before, because it was probably up here. That's funny. That freaking cheap shit. I think I have 2 more floating around in this crazy... The desk is sort of clean. I'm going to get the shelves for up here this week, and I'll kid paint. Did me a drawing. Look at that. What else? I'm already getting the blues from the weather. It's crappy. It was rainy. I can't just go out and fly any day that I want and get out my flight time. It sucks ass. I am already waiting for spring, but we're not even in the freaking middle of November. Or we are. We're not in the middle of any crap snow or any of that shit yet, and I'm already losing my marbles. I'm thinking about doing a contest. I don't know. It's going to end up being a whoop thing, so hopefully everyone can participate. I have a really cool prize that I'd like to offer up, and I'm kind of thinking, I want to get a idea of what you guys think, if there's enough people out there that have a small, tiny whoop, which is mine's buried, or can I get this guy out? Even, Mobula, anything small enough where you can rip indoors and come up with some kind of fun little contest that we can do. And then maybe if we get some warm weather in the next short time here, do something with the contest. Like I said, and I want to be able to help you guys out. I've been fortunate to get my hands on some cool things, and one of them I don't use anymore. This is something that I had personally purchased, but I'd like to help everybody out there that wants to grow their channel and just needs more equipment and stuff. So I'm going to leave it as a little kind of surprise, but just want to see where everyone's at. If a contest is a great idea, I got to come up with a contest. If we just do it, well, I don't know. I'm just mumbling my freaking brains out trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do for dinner. It's gaming season. Yeah. Some new games came out. I got to look into going to GameStop and pick up some shit. I think that's about it. I'm trying to organize all my stuff, get all the batteries ready for sitting and doing nothing for a while. I got to do a video talking about PIDs to help you guys out a little bit, and just give you a basis of what I do just to start off, because you know, some guys, I guess with the new Betaflight, because I don't run any of the new Betaflight stuff, you know, I'm happy with what I use with the Speedy Bee. It works and it flies great, but there are some cool settings and stuff that are out there that I guess I'm gonna have to experiment with. But you know, in general, everyone needs a little bit of a tweak, I think, to get the quad to fly. You don't want to tweak your style to fly to the quad. You want to tweak the quad to fly the way that you want it to, so it's more of an extension of you. And I can definitely do something on that. And just what I always do, if you want to experiment before I do this, you know, take a picture, go on to Betaflight or whatever you use your phone through the Speedy Bee app, and take a picture or write down where you're at and save it or whatever, so that way if you don't like how it flies, you can go back. But generally with these guys, and even my bigger ones, I'll go up 2 or 3 points on P across the board, roll, yaw, pitch, and then if I went up 3, I'll go up 4 on I, or 2 on P, and then 3 on I, and see how it flies right there, and see if it's more responsive to you. If you know when you're going into the wind, you get a gust of wind, the thing just is getting pushed, you can go up a little bit more on I. If you want it to fly cinematic, you won't adjust the super rate at all, and you'd probably bring down the RC rate. Depending on what board you have, it's anywhere from 70%, 0.70 to 1.00 at some boards. Every board's different. But if you want something cinematic and a little more laid back, like this guy, I think it's at 0.70 across the board, except for yaw. I think yaw's at 85%. But like I said, the RC rate's lower, and then super rate, don't even bother with that because I don't jerk the sticks around. I'm not trying to flip it. And then I like the more locked in feel. But again, if you wanted a little more floaty, so it seems a little more cinematic than versus a little snappy, and we can add Expo to it, which will take away essentially the resolution of your finger movements, so it kind of dulls that too. That always helps. A good example of PID tuning is this thing. If other than the fact that you're only going to see the FPV camera footage, if I were to show you a video of how that thing is dialed in, you'd swear it's a 5-inch the way, and it weighs nothing. That's the crazy part. When you get into a line and go, it is there, you know, little bit of movement in the sticks, and the thing just responds instantly and holds its line really well. Absolute little beast. That's moobs. And again, depending on the quad too, same, you know, talking like 5 inches, this thing is an absolute tank. This thing weighs 10,000 billion pounds, and probably one of the longest floaters I got for freestyle. I would not tune this guy the same way as I would, even though it's cinematic, if it wasn't, you know, something like that that's much lighter. They handle completely different. That's not a good example. Let me ignore what I just... If you fly that and compare them two together, same setup, don't change the PIDs, you're going to notice a difference because of the weight. You know, ignore all the props and the cosmetic difference. They're just going to fly different because of the way that it's going to go into the momentum it has and stuff like that. So you kind of tune this guy a little different. And I can go into that a little more. This guy, I tuned higher in a sense because of its weight and its momentum, that I needed a little more responsive, so it doesn't drag its ass and drift into a turn that it's instant and go because of mass. That thing's crazy. I can't wait to do a flight again. For you new guys that just jumped on, these props make the wildest noise. What am I hitting? They have such a weird harmonic noise because of the style plastic to them, and for a biprop, they rock. It is a good mix with these Xing huge motors. I think that's about it. Another thing, I'm fucking pissed. That flight I did with this guy, I didn't change the camera, the GoPro. I had it on linear, which gives you a more straight, non-distorted look. So if I slow down the flight and I'm not flying like this and going where that's straight, and I'm kind of just chill like that, you're looking up at the sky, and you can't see as much because it wasn't in super view. So I'm debating on changing the angle because I'm not a rocket ship flyer. The only one that does that I enjoy is this beast right here. Tatas. Yeah, oh shit. So yeah, let me swap out that antenna real quick. Mama's yelling at me in the background. I think she's got something cooked, so I appreciate putting up with my Monday. Look at the cat here. Monday mumble. I'm exhausted. The kid was up a couple times last night, so I just absolutely been in La La Land all damn day. But yeah, we'll be in touch. Again, new subscribers, welcome. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys soon. Peace out.